that where you have to vote a particular pattern in order to get benefits out of it. You remember even 2 days ago, and I'm glad that my colleague here has said this House is not an appendage or a stooge of State House. Honorable Speaker, we listened to one William Samoei Ruto over the weekend dictating terms to this House. And you know, when we were in school, for us who were privileged to undertake executive education, we were told about separation of powers, how Parliament is separate from the judiciary and is also separate from the executive, and that no house or no arm of government can dictate to the other on how it conducts its business. I was perplexed beyond recognition that William Samoei Ruto could stand up to dictate to this House how they will handle the finance bill, Honorable Speaker. What happened to the independence of these institutions? What happened to the matter of argumentation? Because you have to argue. A president, so he calls himself, cannot dictate to this House how we conduct our businesses. And if that was, to threaten certain members of this House to vote a particular pattern, then I'm very afraid that they are just starting. You never know how much they would want to push in the next few years. And if we are not afraid, Honorable Speaker, don't be shocked to be confronted by a bill that will be extending the life of a president in this country. It has happened to our neighboring country. It can happen now. So what the executive is trying to do is to see how much they can push so that they can now transact those clandestine businesses in this republic, Honorable Speaker. Now, the drafters of our NGCDF, fully recognizing that there are issues that needed to be addressed in schools, with our security, with our sporting culture, and many others, came up with this NGCDF. And one thing that I really appreciate them for is how transparent issues of CDF are, Honorable Speaker. This is one money that if you have to reallocate, then you have to seek permission. Unlike devolution, where, it is at the disposal of a governor and his cabinet to choose as and where money goes without seeking any approval from anybody, Honorable Speaker. Our money is directly plugged to projects. And how I wish that even those who were carrying out the devolution as an act of Parliament and infusing it within the Constitution borrowed from this system, that money must be plugged into a project. That is how issues of corruption are nipped at the bud, Honorable Speaker. And, you move around this country, the only good news only comes from CDF. Whereas billions are usually expended to counties, there is nothing to write home about them, Honorable Speaker. Even when there is no water, there is no health care, there is no roads, no one is asking the governor. They are still coming to us as members of Parliament to answer to these questions, Honorable Speaker. So I wish that the drafters took that model emanating from the NGCDF in order to undertake all the transactions, Honorable Speaker. Now, this inordinate delay that has been spoken by my colleagues here is something that needs to be properly checked, Honorable Speaker.